Hey guys, Jarek here, and welcome to my review of the KJW Xcelerator Hi-Capa. Now I got this gun used, so it didn't come in the original box, but you're really not missing much. It's just a cheap cardboard and styrofoam box. KJW is a company that's known for making affordable guns. If you're on a budget, chances are you've probably looked at one of their guns before. And with the Hi-Capa platform being one of the most common platforms as one of the most third-party parts you could possibly ever want to get, you probably had the goal in mind to get a cheap Hi-Capa and then upgrade it later. Well, with this model, KJW was nice enough to upgrade the gun for you without you having to do anything. Stock out of the box, this gun comes with a widened mag well to make reloading easier. This is especially useful for those of you that like to play in night games. The slide release is extended, making it easier to release the slide and not have to change your grip on the gun, thus making acquiring your target after reloads much easier. The sights do their job very well, as they are fiber optic sights. They're much easier to see in low light situations, and seeing them with the naked eye is very easy. They're fully adjustable left, right, and up and down. This gun has an extended rail that would easily be able to accommodate any attachments you want to put on the bottom of your pistol. If you wanted to be crazy and throw an M203 on the bottom of your pistol, go right ahead. It's also the full 6-inch length barrel, which you wouldn't think would make much of a difference, but it really does drastically improve the performance of this gun. Like all Hi-Capas, this gun has a secondary ducktail safety. When this safety is not pushed, the gun cannot fire. However, KJW's Hi-Capas have a common issue of this ducktail safety failing. Over time, there's a good chance that the safety will no longer work, and if it's not pushed, you'll still be able to pull the trigger no matter what. Like I said, I got mine used, and that's the issue with this one, and this isn't the only case. With that said, the 1911 safety still works perfectly fine, and it will not fail you. So this is just barely over the realm of nitpicking, and I can't complain about it too much. This gun is very easy to take apart, and disassembles like your standard Hi-Capa. Simply drop the mag, and pull the slide back till the notch is aligned with the slide release. The upper receiver will then come off the lower receiver, and you can upgrade your own gun to your content. This is also where you adjust the wheelbase top-up unit. This design is one of the better, if not the best top-up unit you can get in a gas blowback pistol. It's incredibly effective and adds that little bit of extra accuracy to your sidearm. To put this gun back together, simply do all these steps in reverse order. I made it look like it was a little bit harder than it really was because I was wearing thick gloves, but just take my word for it when I say it's incredibly easy to do. The magazine this gun comes with is a 30-round Hi-Capa magazine. Like I mentioned before, this gun is completely compatible with Hi-Capa parts, so any Tokimuri compatible Hi-Capa magazine will work in this gun, including the 51-round extended magazine that you can find from WE. This gun doesn't leave many scratches on your magazines, so if that irks you, you don't have to worry about it. This specific magazine is green gas, however there is also a CO2 magazine, and this gun is cross-compatible with CO2 and green gas, which is a little bit strange, as most guns can't do that. If you live in a colder environment, I recommend you pick up some CO2 magazines, or just simply get the CO2 version, which is the same thing with the CO2 mag. When I counted this gun with propane and 0.2 gram BBs, I found it averaging around 335 to 340 feet per second. For a pistol, this is the ideal velocity. It's not shooting too hot to take into CQB, and the feet per second is respectable enough to take it out in woodland and still get some range kills. Now this is the longer 6-inch Hi-Capa, so it is expected to be shooting a little bit hotter. This gun is also cross-compatible with CO2 Hi-Capa magazines, and the feet per second will only raise to about 350 feet per second with CO2, so it'll still be within CQB limits. When I took this gun back to 100 feet, I had absolutely no problem hitting the man size or the headshot target. Like I mentioned, this is the 6-inch barrel length model. That little bit of extra added barrel really does help dramatically. And as you can see, I was firing quickly and just sort of pointing and shooting. Hitting these targets was incredibly easy. When I took this gun back to 150 feet away, I was able to hit the man size target with every single shot. Keep in mind I was using 0.2 gram BBs, which is just a little bit too light for this gun. I would recommend 0.25s. Nonetheless, even with light BBs and a somewhat strong breeze, this gun is still a very consistent shot. When I decided to shoot at the headshot target, I switched the BBs from .2s to .28s. Now .28s are a little bit too heavy for this gun, and like I said, I would recommend .25s, but I'm out of .25s, and .28s are better than using .2s, so for this test I'm using .28s. This was also after a lot of off-camera testing, so the magazine was getting a little bit cold at this point, and it was only 70 degrees outside. Conditions were not ideal and could have been better, but even with all that said, This gun was very, very consistent, and this test was very good in showing the max effective range of this gun. I'm going to go ahead and say 150 feet is the max effective range. You're going to be deadly accurate within 150 feet, possibly maybe 10 feet more to 160 or maybe 170, but I'm going to cut the line at 150 and say anything past that is going to be less consistent. So what does that mean? Well, that means within 150 feet, you are going to hit your target at least 95% of the time. Past that, your shots are probably not going to be spot on. You might be able to hit people past 150 feet, but I wouldn't advise it. So final conclusion of this gun. The build quality is about what you expect from the standard Hi-Capa. Most of it is metal with the exception of the grip. Either way, it's definitely solid and doesn't feel like it's going to break on you. Due to the added barrel length, the performance is better than most pistols, and the feet per second is in that sweet spot. No matter where you go, you're going to find a use for this sidearm. It doesn't matter if it's CQB or woodland, it's going to do very well. As I covered, the gun is basically upgraded on its own, but it does give you the freedom to upgrade it yourself if you really wish to. All in all, I'd have to rate this gun just a little bit above average. You're getting a pretty big bang for your buck. And I can understand liking the more original and unique firearms, but sometimes things are popular for a reason. The Hi-Capa platform is a tried and true platform. There's a plethora of parts. If anything breaks in your gun, you can easily replace it and get it going again, most likely with better parts than you had originally. Really, there's not much more to say than this system simply works. So, conclusion, this gun is worth your money, and if you're looking at it, go for it. That about sums up my review. Hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you guys next time.
LOL! Best goat throw. I had to throw it like directly downward. I need another goat now.
No, you don't. You need another dick.
That would be quite useful. 2 bitches at once.
In your mouth. Fuck you!
Same spot!
Same fucking spot.
Nice. Awesome! Hold on, I'm gonna walk behind you. Awesome!